Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Melanie Sims 2000. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. So this is a brand new series that I'm starting based on just some feedback on Twitter in regards to clubs. And so I know a lot of people who they think of get together and they're like trash. But honestly, I mean, yes, it could have had more, but for me, the biggest, I guess, benefit from Get Together is the club system. A lot of people don't use it, they don't know how to use it, they don't know of all the different types of things you can use it for. So I think that's why people don't really like Get Together. But for me, Get Together is a necessity. So, like, after seasons, laundry, and parenthood, which to me are all like basics of life. And to me, Sims is, a life simulation game. So those three are the things you need. I feel like Get Together is probably the very next one that you should get after those three. Just my opinion, but that's what it is. So when I was thinking of which one to do first, I was like, oh, maybe I should do basics such as how to use clubs. But I was like, it's kind of boring because some people already know how to do that. And I wanted to show something that might give people a little bit of an interest, like, oh, yeah, I never thought to do that. So for this one, I'm going to start off with something a little different, and I'll explain in a minute. So first of all, this is my family. These are the clubs. So this is their house. And so I don't screw it up, I'm going to put a link below. But this house, I actually got off the gallery from SarahAmina, and it's the modern starter home. I made a couple of alterations to it, not much, like literally it's like minimal, like 1%, if I had to put a number to it. But for the most part, this is her build. So it's beautiful. And I'll show you the inside as well. So let's kind of go into the home. So this is kind of the first level. So if I put the walls up a little bit, you can see that there's, let me put it up again. So this is kind of like the entryway. When you walk in, here is like the main hallway. Here's the bathroom, but it kind of connects to this area that has the toilet. And then I actually put the laundry in here because I didn't have one. And then there's I guess when you come through here, here's the kitchen. I had to put a fridge because there wasn't a fridge in here. I added the pet stuff because there wasn't pet items, and I wanted to add pets only because it's just I wanted to make it as complete as possible, even though as far as pets are concerned, you don't really quote unquote need a club for it. But I do have an idea for pets that I use for another one of my saves. That will be a future episode. But then you come through here. Here's the living room. Again, I added the pets, but for the most part, everything in here is what came with it. And then you have a bedroom up here. And so I made a couple of changes to that. And then you come upstairs. Here's the kind of main area. Here's the bathroom. Here's the main bedroom for the parents. I think only thing I did here is add a computer. Here is this was a regular bedroom, but I made it into a toddler room because I added a toddler. And then this room, it was a toddler room actually, and I made it into a kids room. Had I realized that this was a toddler, like not this bed, but the bed that was here was a toddler bed, I would have made this the toddler bed. But I really wanted a girl, and I was trying to make very minimal changes to it because the purpose is for the club, not for me to be playing it. So I just went ahead and just made this to the child's room and made that into the toddler's room. So yeah, so I mean, this is a very beautiful house. So kudos to SarahAmina. Like I said, I'll make sure I link that below. If you follow me on Twitter, which is the same name as my channel, Melanin Sims 2000, I kind of have pictures of each of the family members on there. So just to kind of introduce you to the family, this is Jackson, and let me just get him to move over here for a second. There we go. So this is Jackson, my little boo. So Jackson, he has the aspiration of being an angling A, so we'll get to dig into that a little bit later. So he's gotten to level 1. His traits, family oriented, loves outdoors, and he's active. And so that's the husband. And then we have Jayda, who I think is in here playing her violin. So she has the aspiration of musical genius, so she's working on this right now. So she just needs another hour. And then her traits are creative, music lover, and hot-headed. And then at school, we have the kids. So we have a teen, Cameron. And Cameron has the bodybuilder aspiration. And she is active and she is hot-headed. She loves basketball, so that's kind of her sport of choice, even though we don't have many sports to choose from. Then we have Caleb Club. So he's a whiz kid, so he's kind of that, that geek, but he's also squeamish. But he loves computers, playing games, so we'll get to meet him. Then we have Miss Natalia, who's over here. Let me get a cute picture of Miss Cutie Pie. So here she is. I don't even know, what is she doing? Dancing, okay. So here's Miss Natalia. So she's wild. So she just goes around crazy. Then we have Miss Gracie. Well, I don't know what's Miss Gracie right here. Miss Gracie done ran away the first day I started this daggone family. So I can already tell she's trouble. But Gracie is, can I see it from here? Yeah. So she's a hunter, troublemaker, and active. And then we have Mr. Isaac. I didn't actually mean for it to be a kitten. I was trying to get full-grown pets, but that didn't work out too well. But this is little Isaac. Oh, shoot. There you go. Yes, as you can see, I can't see him that well, but you get the point. And so Isaac is clever, curious, and a prowler. So this is pretty much the club family and the family I'm going to be using going forward as, I guess, to show off all different clubs. And so I'm gonna tell y'all I'm in love with this family already. Like, because I had to play them a little bit in order to, set up certain situations for you guys, and to be able to show you the things I want to show you. And so like playing them, I'm just like, oh, like I really love this family. So I don't know, maybe at some point I will turn this family into a different series and maybe pick up a new family. I don't know. We'll see. All right, y'all. So now to the point of the video. I fast forwarded to when the kids were home. I kind of took care of some other needs as well, but point is now they're home, they're ready. So now we're going to get into it. And so we have Jayda here. So Jayda, she has a level, 10 of violin. So what you will need to do for this in particular one that we're talking about, which is mentoring, is you have your reward store, and there is a particular trait called mentor. It's right here. It costs 1,000 points. We have it already because I got it. However, if you want to get it, if you do the Control-Shift-C, and then you can type in sims.give_satisfaction_points X, and where the X is, you would actually put in the points you want to add. So we're going to add 1,000. So now we have 2,175. So I'm going to hit enter. And now you look, that little floating 1,000, and now we have 3,175. So you will go into reward store, traits, just to filter it a little better. Mentor, you will buy it. And what mentor does, it says once mentors reach level 10 in a certain skills, The mentor interaction becomes available, and they can help other Sims improve their skills even more quickly. Now, I did this cheat for this, I guess, one because I just started this family, so she didn't have any points. She had like 75. However, in the one save that I used this in particularly, she actually had started a lot of her things. Like she completed her aspiration by the time she was a teen. Like she hadn't even aged up to a young adult. So I had 1,000 points to get that without cheating. However, if it's your desire, that's what you can do is use that cheat in order to get those points and get the mentor. And so when you get it, it'll show up here. So now you see here it says mentor. So that's kind of tip one. So now what we need to do is we need to create her group. Now, so here we go into clubs and we're going to say join a club. So we don't want any of these pre-made ones. We want to create our own club. You can do a pre-made one, it's completely up to you, but I mean, obviously for our purposes, I'm showing you this. So for this one, I came up with the name, Strings of Harmony is what she wants to call her club. And so basically this is going to be Jayda Club's violin beginners class. So that's kind of what hers is. For me, I'm going to do invite only because I have in my save, I have MC Command Center and I have it turned on to autofill clubs. I don't want it to do that. I want to be able to control what Sims come on my club, and I'll explain it in a second. So for Club Hangout, it says none for now, but actually that is because of the fact that I have a lot that I saved, but Newcrest is not coming up because it's saved as generic. It needs to have I guess, a type in order for it to be chosen. So I need to fix that. That's my bad. But however, if you do it, just pick a type, and then when you go to a specific location, you can pick where you want your Sims to go. If you want them to go to a specific place, even when they come to your house, then you can pick your house. But for me, I have a music center that I have them going to. So for now, I'm just going to say none because I have to fix that. So here, admission rule. So this is why I say invite only, because since she is a young adult, I could do age, but the problem you run into is she's mentoring children. So I can pick child, but look at the X. It's going to render her not, I guess, she doesn't meet the requirements to be in this group. So I could do young adult. However, if she ages up to an adult, it's going to automatically kick her out of the group. So then I could do adult and elder. But then it's like, okay, well then what the freak is the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, why bother? So I'm just not doing any club requirements at all. And then yeah, so I'm just keeping those. It's invite only, which means MC Command Center is not going to fill it up, so it's fine, whatever. All right, so select club icon. So I have a more club icons mod by Zerbu. I believe I'll put the link below, which allows me to have more club icons. So as you can see, there's a ton of icons that you can go through, but I happen to know that the one I want is around here. Here you go. I want, since this is a violin club, that's the one I want. And then club activity. So basically what you want to do is, I have another one. So I'm going to tell you, I don't know which one of these are from the mod and which ones aren't. One's from, I want to say Rexy Sim Corner, something like that. Another one's Ice One. I'll put the links below for those as well. But I will do another video kind of on those. However, they do add a lot more club activities to the game. So if you see that I have some that you do not have and you have all the packs like I do, that's why. But for this one in particular, just for the sake of time, we're going to do art and music, and we're going to go down to play violin and say that's going to be something that they do. And then maybe just to pick one more, we're going to say also maybe from a social standpoint, be friendly. But you can go through and pick all of these different ones that you want to pick. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all of the different ones that they have, but as you can see, I have a lot that probably do not come with the game just because of that. But for now, we're going to pick those two. And then, this is a kids group, so perhaps we're going to say what band activities we want to have. Well, maybe from a social standpoint, we want to stop kids from being mean to each other. And then maybe We're going to choose another action, and let's do no fighting. We're going to ban fighting. Okay. Okay. So we have our icon, the name, description, which, I mean, obviously you don't need a description, but I just like to do it. It's just a lot easier. And then we have here, what our allowed activities are and what our banned activities are. Now, Jayda, she has to know kids in order to have the kids in this group. So what we have here is when I say add sim to club, everybody that she knows based on your restrictions or your requirements, I should say, is going to show up. Because we don't have any type of restriction on age, everybody that she knows is going to show up. But say, which we'll get into in the future, there's a club with only kids, then only kids will show up. So for the purposes of this one, she's the teacher, so we want kids. So we're gonna pick Farah. Let's pick Billy. We are not picking Damon because Damon is a demon child, and I told y'all I had to play this game in order to get things situated because she had to know some kids. And this is one of one of Caleb's friends. And this little demon child was pouring paint all over the carpet. So she yelled at him. And this kid was yelling back at her, fussing her out. So she kicked him out the house. So Damon is not welcome in our group. So we're going to skip over Damon. We're going to invite Alexander. And Alexander actually cleaned up Damon's mess. So we like Alexander. And we can do up to 5 sims since we don't have the unlocked slots yet. So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's just say Caleb, our son, he wants to be in. That's 4, and then Max is really early. That's 5. So I think that might be all the kids we know. Yep, that's all the kids we know for now. So we're gonna say okay. It's gonna fill up all those slots. Now, as we get more reward points, so as you can see here, it says Club Point 0. We haven't done anything yet, but if you click on View Club Perks. If we scroll down here, we can see when we get 250 points, we can add one more slot, which means we can have one more kid, which means 6 kids. And then if we get 500 more points, we can add another slot, which means we can get up to 8 people in a group or 7 kids if you include us as one. So we're going to work, to get those two together so that we can get more kids in our class. But for now, we can only fit 5 kids. So once we have our group together, we're going to say okay. All right, so now it says over here, congratulations, Jayda has successfully created the Strings of Harmony Club. Now it's time to recruit new members. Really though? What the heck? There we go. And hit the town. So we already done that. So we kind of did that upon creation. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fix that lot type so we can actually set it as the place to go and then meet there. All right, so here we are. We've gotten to our place. So basically all I did, this says start gathering. So I hit start gathering and then it asked me if I want to stay here or go to this location. And I said, go to this location. So I undid it so I can show you because I forgot to record it. But if you go here to club details, and then when it pops up, go to club hangout and then say here to click it. And then you pick where you want it to be. So I picked the Art and Music Studios and said, okay. And then so that now made that the club hangout. So that's why it allowed me to pick this place to come. So now that the club is here, what we're going to do is, this is a lot that I downloaded. I can't remember the name, but I wrote it down. So I will make sure I tag it below. But so the first thing you want to do, here's the room I made. So this is all open and I made this particularly into a room and put these, I guess, instruments in here. And so you want to go to the door and you want to lock door for club, everyone but, and then Strings of Harmony members. So now anybody on this lot who is not a member of your club cannot get into this room. And that's kind of what you want because you don't want people coming in here and messing up stuff, using all your equipment or whatever, for whatever reason that you have your club for, you don't want that messing everything up. So that is kind of what you want to do first. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to call everybody into the room. So we're going to fast forward so they can all come in here. And if everything works perfectly, which it typically does, they'll automatically just come in here and start using this equipment. But I'm going to pause it real quick so we can look at something that I particularly use. This will work anyway. However, you can see, I guess, the results of it a little better if you have this mod. So it's called the Show Sim Info mod. And yes, the script mod which means yes, it'll break when this new patch comes out, but you don't really need it. This is just for me to show you that this works. And I'll put the link for the mod below as well. So if I click on, say, Farah Irwin, let's go to show sim info, this sim, and then we're going to say next buttons, and then skills. And as you can see, it says creative is 1 at 1.4%. So if you know anything about this, when they play an instrument, it adds to their creative. And then once their creative is maxed out, that's when it allows them to have skills that are teen and adult or young adult and adult compatible. But for right now, we're focused on the creative, not the motor, not the social. If you have other clubs that need those, then great. But for now, we're going to focus on the fact that this says creative 1.4%. Okay. All right. So we're going to X out of that. And so now we're going to go ahead and play and once we hit play, the kids should eventually start using the instruments. All right. So hit play. And what's the name? Farah. So I'm going to fast forward, I guess, until they start using them. Okay, so now we see Alex has started, and now our son Caleb has started. Hopefully she starts so we can see how this works, but let's see. So if you see here, right, Caleb started using it, so you can click on Caleb, and now you see these little green thumbs up. But this one here, mentor, is the one that you want. Oh, wait, I think she's going to do it. Yes, she's doing it. Okay, so we said what, 1.4? So let's click on her. So let's say mentor. And then so our girl is going to come over here and she's going to start mentoring her. And they sound horrible. But I'm going to get a screenshot real quick. Okay, so I got my screenshot. You can see she's working on it, right? Her mentor skills. So let's click on Miss Farah again, and let's go to show sim info, this sim. Let's go to next button, and let's go to skills, right? As you can see, we're at 15.8% now. So that means she's actually getting this skill. So that's kind of cool, right? So we're gonna let her work on it. What are they doing? Alexander and Max look like they're over here having a good time. So Caleb is doing it. Billy's doing it. They're just kind of talking. You can't really make them do it, but eventually they do it. So she's still going. So let's click on her again just one more time so you guys can kind of see. So this sim, next skills, 25.3. So as you can see from this, she's getting those skills, and by you mentoring her, she's getting them faster. Like, they're getting it anyway, but she's getting it faster. Because even if we click on Caleb, like, we're not mentoring Caleb right now, but if you go here, you can see he's getting his creativity. And let's look at her, because she's not doing it either. Show sim info. So she's at, let's see, next skills. She's at 22.4%. So let's go. Let's let it go for a little bit. I'm gonna fast forward for a couple of seconds. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, play. More. Show some info. Next skills. So she's at 25.3 now. So as you can see, she's still getting the skills, but she's not gonna get them as fast as Farah is getting. And let me put my headline effects back on. But yeah, so this is kind of, I guess, a way I love to do this, because she actually gets to, mentor them. So I have a mod. It's not in this save right now, but I also have a mod in my main save that allows you to edit these requirements to where you can say whether you want to keep the 2. You can say whether you want, I think, +5, maybe 7, and then 10. So what I did was, the same girl who has the violin group, she has one group that she calls Violin 101. So her admission rule is anyone that is I think the 2. So anyone that's 2 can make it into that one. But then she has one that's anyone that's, I believe, 5 or 7 and above. And that is her advanced group. And so what I personally do is, by using that show sim info to be able to see what skill level people have. And in this case, this was teen. So I could actually see what violin level that they had. I could actually say, okay, you've now reached level 5. So I would remove them from the beginners group and then I would move them into the group for whatever skill level they belong in. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to groups, you can only have but so many. Like oops, sorry. Like it says join, create, remain. It says club 2 remaining. So you can only have 3 different groups. I have another group that is always in here for my Sims that I'll show you guys in another video. But so you can do that, but so much. But for her, I didn't mind doing it because at that point in her life, 3 groups was fine. But that's what she did. Oh my God, they're so horrible. Let's look at Billy now. Hold on. I'm gonna hit show sim info. Remember, she's at 25. So let's say next skills 48. So you can see that she's doing it. Now, you can do a bunch of things with this. First off, you can have just building the skills of your Sims in your town. Like sometimes it's kind of boring because you have all these Sims and they never advance in anything or they advance slowly. But now you have these kids who you can have advanced or adults or whoever you want to be able to do this, right? Or you can make this into a job. Like for instance, maybe for your sim, say they're charging $25 an hour per kid, and then it's only on Saturdays from 3 to 5. So then, whatever kids show up, you can just maybe manually add that money into your account after you trained your kids. So you can do a whole lot with this depending on what you want to do. It could be volunteer work, so she's not getting paid at all for it. Like maybe this is just a community center and she chooses to volunteer 2 hours on the weekends to help these poor kids with their violin skills. So to me, this has been a real game changer to just add something for my sim to do. She really loved the violin. That's something she had been doing since she was a child. And so when she became a teen, it was just something that she had to offer. And now she does it full time. So, and as you can see here, now she's become good friends. So she's actually getting to know what's her name, Farah, because she's helping her out. And you can switch it up. So let's stop helping Farah, and now let's go help Alex. So you click on Alex and you go to mentor, and so now she's going to be helping out Alex. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I wanted to pick, I guess, the biggest one for me to show you guys first off, because I feel like if I started off with just, oh yeah, I have friends, like everybody kind of used it for that. So this is kind of just the biggest one that I use it for, and you can do this for pretty much anything that you have level 10 in. So like the piano, you can do it for. I believe you can do it for painting. I'm not sure. I haven't done it for that yet, but just try it out. See what different ones that you can do with your sim. Remember, you gotta go here. You gotta have 1,000. So either cheat it, or if that's what you do, you don't have to, or just work for it since you're I guess from your sim being younger, and then working up to get your points. But that's just one way that I like to use clubs, and it's just one way you guys can try it out. So if you think this is a good idea, let me know. If you try it, please come back and let me know. Tag me on Twitter to let me know. My Twitter name is the exact same as Melanin Sims 2000. I'd love to see pictures of your clubs and just different things so that I know that you guys found it useful. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up. If you would like to see more, which more are coming, please subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.